Hello and welcome to Visa Tutorial, how to fill out form I-751. What is the purpose of this form? This form is used by a conditional resident who obtained 2-year green card through marriage. You should start your petition 90 days before your 2-year green card expires. Let's get started. Okay, first off, you would need to go to uscis.gov. And then in the search bar, you type in I-751. Alright, and let's open that. We always suggest that you go to USCIS website whenever you need to fill out a form, just because USCIS always change the expiration date of their forms. So you don't want to use the old form and then you just end up getting your application back just because they send it back to you because you're using an old form. So you always need to use the updated form. Alright, let's make this big and ready for us to fill out. So part 1 is just the information about you, the conditional resident, and you put there your married name. Okay? So down below it said other names used. You want to put your single name, your maiden name in there. Alright? And then date of birth for your other information. Okay? So country of birth, I am from the Philippines, so we put Philippines in there. And then country of citizenship, it's Philippines again, alien registration, and then US Social Security number, USCIS online account number, you leave it blank just because we don't have that, marital status, married, and then the date of your marriage. Okay? Place of marriage, so just put city and state in there. Number 13, we don't have that. That's just when you are divorced or your spouse died. Conditional resident expires on, you put the date in there. So this is the information about the mailing address. We always use my husband's parents' address for our mailing address. So we just put in care of and the name of my husband's dad, and then we just put the address in there. Okay. City or town. Alright. And then the zip code. So physical address. Yes, is your physical address different than your mailing address? And you would put yes, just because we are living in an apartment and we don't want to use our apartment address, because sometimes or a lot of times we switch apartment. We don't want my mail getting lost, so we just use my father-in-law's address to make sure that we actually receive our mail from the USCIS. So we just put our physical address in there. Also, this is also important because we are showing USCIS that our marriage is actually in good faith. We are also sending to them our rental insurance, and both of our names are in there, so it's really showing them that our marriage is solid. Additional information about you. Have I experienced deportation? I said no. And attorney is not helping us, and I have not arrested. So all of that 18 to 20 we just put no. And then 21, if I was married before or this one is a different marriage, no. Have you resided at any other address since you became a permanent resident? We put in there yes, just because we lived in a different apartment aside from the apartment that we are living now. Because we put yes in there, now we have to fill out page 11, number 3.A, and we just did the page number 2 And part number, we just do part number 1 and then the item number 22 because we said yes, so we type in our old apartment's address. It's also because we are sending that information to the USCIS that that old apartment's address is actually named both of our names, just to show that our marriage is in good faith. So your full name up there at 1.A to 1.C, it's actually automatic. Your computer would just remember that and just put the name in there. Okay, so let's go back after the 22. 23 is your spouse or parents currently serving for the US. No, so we put no in there. Part 2 is just the biographic information. Are you Hispanic or Latino? So I said no. Number 2, I'm Asian, and then height. So we just put my height in there and my weight in there. Okay. Next is your eye color. This is just pretty basic information about you, the conditional resident. All right. Part 3, joint filing, because my spouse is filing with me. So we click 1.A in there. Waiver or individual filing request. We don't do waiver just because my husband is actually filing with me. So we just skip that. Part 4, information about the US citizen. So it's my spouse. So we did spouse. And his other information, we just put his family name, given name, and middle name. So just make sure that it's his full name that you type in there. And date of birth, and then US Social Security number, and then number 5, alien number. My husband is a US citizen and he's born here, so he doesn't have alien number. But if your spouse is not a US citizen but a lawful permanent resident, he might have alien number, so you can put that in there. Physical address, so we just put or type in our address that we are residing as of the moment. Okay. And then state, and then put the zip code, and it's just automatic for the country, it just pops in there. Part 5, information about your children. We only have one child, so we only need to use that one little section right there, and we just put the complete name of our child and then the date of birth. My child did not have alien number because she is born here, so we just skip that and leave that blank. Is your child living with you? Yes. Is this child applying with you? No. Okay. And then part 5 is just another space that they are giving for you if you have more children. So information about your children continued. So it's just a physical address. You just type in the physical address where you're living now with your child. Okay, so after that, just child 2, child 3, and then the address. But because we only have one child, so we just need to fill out just 2 sections in there, just the name and then the address. All right, so let's scroll down to continuation, part 5. So again, it's just a continuation. If you have more children to put in there, it's just their information. Now we do part 6. If you need accommodations because of your disability or impairment, we put no, we don't need any accommodations. Part 7 is just petitioner statement. So it is your statement if you can understand English. So you put yes, I can understand English in there. All right, so you put your contact information. This is my cell phone number and my email address in there. Okay, and so the initial just pops out in there automatically, so that's good. All right, so down here you just put the date of signature. Also, after you print out this form, don't forget to sign it. All right, so this one is under Part 8. I can read and understand English. Yes, so this section is your husband's or your U.S. citizen spouse contact information. So cell phone number and email address in there. All right, so when you scroll down, so this is the initial of your U.S. citizen spouse section in there. It just pops out by itself. Also, don't forget to sign it and to write the date of signature. Part 9, it's just the interpreter's contact information if you have one, and also if you're using an attorney. So this is their section that they have to fill out. Same thing with part 10 down below. We didn't have that, so we just left it blank. We already did part 11. So thank you for watching this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe.